We're back with the season finale. I didn't bring the stone. I was going to patch that little hole and then we could start the finale. Well, it's time to get a much better view of the base. Oh, this hurts so much, but let's do it. This is what the base looks like from above. And I think it's definitely worth going up here to get some better views. But before we explore our base, we had a little friend over here, went by Minecraft Steve, and his base is much more impressive than mine, so let's just explore his first. I helped him with this lake last night, so we wanted to make that a lake, and then he wanted to fill this. Looks like he didn't get all that time to fill all that in, but this was his base. Also, I apologize if my movements are weird. I can't actually see the controls since I use the arrows. They're just invisible. He wanted to make that a second house, and then this tunnel here with glitched fish in it was supposed to connect them. Almost like a underwater tunnel, I guess. What's this tunnel lead to? Is this the mine? He had a bunch of tunnels leading everywhere. So, where this tunnel? Wait, did this tunnel lead to under my base? He made a tunnel that went under... No wonder he was in my base so much and I couldn't actually see how he got in. Now I know how he got in. He had some little sneaky tunnel. I gotta have to watch that for the next season. I gotta see if he makes a sneaky tunnel again. Anyway, that was his underground bunker. And then this was his main house here. He had an enchantment table. That was a trash can. More glitched fish. And he's got some storage over here. What's this? Oh man, look at that. You learn something new every single time you go to Steve's base. Because I've been here so much, I can't figure out where everything goes. Looks like he's got some connecting bedrooms over here. He's got a back entrance. But yeah, that was Steve's main base. He's got a little zoo area over here. And I know he's got a pathway that leads... That's a stripped tree. Okay, he got a path that leads all the way down here to the lake, where he made some more waterfalls. I know about this entrance. I know this entrance, but I didn't realize he had a second entrance to my base. But now it's time to show off what I've been doing for the past while. I've done this... I started this in May, actually, and I started uploading the videos. I don't know, was it just... I can't remember when I started the channel. But this was originally supposed to be my house right here, this big building. But I thought it was way too big. So I just kind of changed this into the town hall a little bit later. And so entering the main entrance here, I made it so kind of like when the mayor makes his little speeches, you have a fire escape here in case his speeches go on too long, or there's a fire. But the upstairs I didn't do anything. I kind of left it blank. I didn't know what to do up here exactly, except put a spruce log down. But the view from here was pretty good. You got a nice view out. Here you got the market up on the left, the entrance on the right. So going back down the stairs. Again, I apologize for the terrible movements. But I haven't really exactly memorized where all my buttons are. So you would think the second building I made was actually the one beside it right here. But the second building was actually... I'm stuck in a tree. Was actually this one. It was the farmhouse. I made the one in the corner next. So this is where I got all my food from, my main source of food at first. This now belongs to a snowman who came down to greet us. How's it going there, buddy? This is my melon and pumpkin farm, just a small one. Hey, wait, do you mind? I'm trying to get a better view, thank you. The pumpkins and melons just get pushed off, and they go into this chest here, where they're all collected. Oh, he wants to show us our bedroom now. Or, sorry, his bedroom. That came out weird. Sorry. So yeah, come up here. This was his bedroom. I'm getting out of there quickly. Now I have no clue which building I did next, so let's just, I don't think it matters. I'm gonna go through all of them anyway. Let's go to the one back here, because then I'll remember where I go. I'm going a line. This is our villager trading center, or our library. We had all of our librarians behind the counter. We get them behind the counter and then trap them forever, because they don't know how to jump. That one's confused. I don't know what he's doing. But up here is our villager breeder. So this is where we would breed the villagers and they'd come librarians. We had one farmer we would use to trade our pumpkins and melons for emeralds. And in all these chests are books and enchanted books. Some more than others. I had some breaking in there because I already separated them. I'm breaking 2 and I'm breaking 2 to go together. So that was the library. Heading out, I'll just stay, I think, up here. Oh, I did actually put in these trees today before I switched to creative, so I did that. This is our bamboo farm, and we got a lot of bamboo out of this. How it works is the bamboo grows, it goes up to the observer you see up top. The pistons push it to destroy it, and then they'll have minecart and hoppers that collect it all, and they transport it to these chests right here, which we got a lot of bamboo. Like that other chest is half full, I'm pretty sure. Half full or 2/3 full. It's really full. We didn't even use any bamboo. I think I just kept throwing it at Steve eventually. This is our chicken farm, so it didn't actually give us as much as we wanted. See, we got our chicken up there that would lay our eggs, and eventually the eggs would eventually one would give us a chicken. Yes, there's not much in there, so we didn't use this as our main source of food. Definitely in the next season we'll have a more reliable source of food, I would say. But that was our chicken farm, so I noticed that all these buildings are actually massive, but the space you get is really small because most of it's just the farm. This one, though, however, that's a terrible view. Let's switch windows. There's no window. Is there even a window to show us that there's a... Here we go. Nope. No, I'm just going to go in the building. I'll just go in the building. I'll show it. This is our sugarcane farm. So it gave us enough sugarcane that we needed, really. So again, sugarcane would grow to the observers, pistons would push it, and it goes into minecart and hoppers. Gave us quite a bit of sugarcane, enough to last us to this point of the season. But this was our sugarcane farm, so just a little small farm there. This is the horse stable that we made. Originally, we would have our horses at our new house, but I made this to store them. It's a more convenient spot for me to grab them. You look smaller than usual. Our donkeys always had small? I thought they were taller. But over here is where we store leads and horse armor and all that. We got a little loft area up here just to store anything if we needed to store anything extra. But yeah, this was our horse stable. And then over here, actually, if you follow the pathway, there's a pathway underneath. You follow this pathway, you have this little cave here, which you can go up the stairs, and it would take you, well, the back area would take you to a view, but this would lead to the market area over here. This would be where all of the citizens that don't live in our base would go to buy stuff. But the view you got from up here was really nice. You got a pretty good view. You can almost see directly to the other side. Almost, very close. These two buildings, we had two buildings up here. It'd be where we'd have the indoor shopping, so just small little booths. And then we filled this area with trees, other shops. This was a back entrance I made. Not sure if I ever showed this entrance, but if you ever wanted to come in from this side of the base, you could come up these stairs directly to the market area, which was pretty convenient if I ever had to go out towards the swamp. But this building was also just filled with more booths. And, yeah, again, you got some pretty good views from up here. This area here, this is our lake and our broken bridge. So the story is that there was a bridge, but it just snapped. And it tried to make the bridge seem as if it just snapped, because normally if a bridge snapped, it kind of be laying on the ground. So this one I kind of made go out a little bit make it seem like it just snapped over this massive lake, which is filled with glass. That's leads to this waterfall, but that was a lot of glass. And beside the waterfall, you can actually go in behind it through this cave system. And this is just another way for you to get up to the second floor of land, I guess. This also led to another exit. So this was our side entrance to the base. If you're ever coming from this area, you could just go through this entrance to get to the base. Again, sorry about the movement. This is really bad movement. But again, this would just lead out to the other side of the waterfall. So that's pretty nice right there. Pretty convenient in survival. This was our wool farm. Again, the sheep, whenever it turned night, that's when the dispensers would activate. We had a daylight sensor, and they would shear the sheep, and the sheep wools would get collected through the minecart and hoppers underneath into the chest. So this gave us quite a bit of wool. I was hoping for a little bit more wool, so I can use it around the base, but it gave us enough wool to last us this far, and we wouldn't have to use this farm ever again. Well, except for season 2 when I make it again. But now going back to the building that I probably should have made second, but didn't. This was the bee farm, the non-automatic bee farm. I just had the bee hives hung, and up here, you can see the bees actually getting the pollen from the flowers. I made it so you can actually see the bees through the view, which I think actually looked pretty cool. Beside the bee hut was this very small fisherman's hut. This was just a small area for the fisherman to live when he went out to the end of the dock, and he would collect all the fish for the city. Not even a city, it's just a small town, but you got really good views from the dock area too. If we move over to the main entrance, at the side I had this nice, really cool looking staircase. This was an early staircase I made, and this staircase you could follow up. This is where all the houses were. So I made a space up here where I could actually make good sized homes. This was my home. I got my 2 cats here who just love each other so much they snuggled up for a picture. This was my kitchen over here. Ignore that small glitch. My living area with the fireplace. Up here was just a small little sitting area, but I had a balcony out here, and oh, that's a pretty good view. Like, you got really nice views all around the base. You can almost see to the other side of the base. Very, very hard to tell, but you could just barely see it. Let's just fly around. So yeah, this is where all the homes were. All the homes were pretty good sizes. There's only 4 of them, but only 1 person lives here, so that doesn't make sense. I mean, it does, because they're for sale. This was a back entrance, another back entrance. In case you were at this side, you can just come up this area into the town. This here was me not really caring so much to take down the villager track. So I made this track when I had to transport villagers to my villager breeder. Funny story, I found a village very, very far away from where I was building. And I was going to go all the way over there to get the villagers and transport them back to my base. But I was walking and I found this village. I didn't even know this village was here, like when I set up camp or base. So that's actually pretty funny that I had a more convenient village. It was so unplanned, but totally worth it. But going here, this was the main entrance, and I made the main entrance right at the corner of this cave. So this cave is where I get a good chunk of stone and andesite for all the mountains I had to make. And down here was a massive, massive chunk I dug out. I never did anything with this area, though. I just kind of used it to get stone. Steve and I did go mining in this cave, but I mainly use it for stone. And then the last hole I made was over here when I just dug out a whole chunk. Not even sure this is chunk size, but this was I dug out all this just for the mountains. That's a lot of digging. I didn't realize I had to dig out so much stone. There's even more down here. Like, that's a lot. I think I gave up on this eventually because there was so much granite and andesite. No, wait, I want andesite. Granite. And then the other one, I don't know, diorite? Diorite. Yeah. So, but the order of the mountains, funny enough, I actually started with this mountain right here. This was the first mountain I made in this world, and it was pretty, compared to the ones I started making at the end, it's pretty ugly. Like, and then I did these ones next. These got a better shape. I think I did these three here after, and then went all the way to this side, and I did those. I did the one on the very right, and then the one to the left of that, came back all the way to this side, and I did all these mountains around here, and then I finished off with those two in the corner, in the back right corner. So the order the mountains wasn't in order. I just kind of went around whenever I felt like it. But I also went around so it would somewhat help with my layout. So I want to go in the base, or underneath it. I didn't want to break any blocks, so I'm going to use Steve's secret entrance to to enter my base. So that's where I had the hole originally. This is where all my storage was. This is all my stuff. I labeled, or didn't label, I color-coded shulker boxes. That's another portal. Color-coded shulker boxes for like snow and stone, and I ended up ignoring it. This down here, what's this? Oh, that's my ice. I was looking for that. But this is where I wanted to make a 9-hole mini golf course. So I have holes 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 was kind of like a mix between floors. So you would throw the ball down there, get launched and up here. I'd have holes 6 through 9 over here, but I just ran out of time this season. Maybe next season I should be putting in an indoor mini golf course. Now that's got to be a must do for next season. But what was really good is, thank you, tree, still floating there. But what was really good is I had some light from buildings shine down. Sorry. This was me also not really caring about the villager track. Kind of went all the way around here. This is the tunnel that I showed earlier, going behind the waterfall. So that was the entrance down there. And would come up and all the way around there. Be the exit. And then you can see that's the one market building. That's the floor of that. And you can see, like, this is all hollow. Like, you would never guess that it was all hollow. I mean, you probably would, because who would fill it? You would just make an outline. That's the other building as well. So those are the two buildings. That was, I think, the horse sale. Actually, how do I get out of here? Where's the secret entrance exit I need to find now? But I'm just super happy with how this base turned out. Even when it's dark, you have the street lamps to give just the right amount of light. Well, for the pathways and for the buildings that have lights, and you just get some pretty nice views, pretty nice pictures. I mean, you could just go somewhere that's nice in person, or you can build it in a game. I mean, like, even the farmhouse looks pretty nice when it's all lit up at night. You get all the colors of wheat, and just following the pathways, it just looks really, really nice. And I really hope Season 2 looks just as nice as this, because this is going to be a little hard to top. But the season is at its end. So Season 2 will be starting to... we'll all be starting that in a few days. But I will not start uploading for a couple months, just in case something came up and I couldn't play survival. That way I had backup episodes, just in case. Oh man, this is going to be hard to top for next season. I'm probably never going to be coming back here, but I might. You never know. I might come back here. This was pretty fun, actually, just to do all this. But that is the end of the season. So, everyone, I'll see you all in the next season. Thanks for watching. Goodbye.